Alright, this is word problem number 8 on page 151, and in this scenario we have a mountain climber who leaves a base camp at 5 a.m. to climb a 7,400 meter peak. He climbs at a rate of 240 meters per hour, and at 8 a.m. he's made it to 6,500 meters high on his descent up a 7,400 meter mountain. So the two questions are, what's the altitude of the base camp, and what time does he reach the summit? So the base camp was where he started at 5 a.m. Anyway, in order to answer this question, we really just need to write the function. So we're always looking for a point and a slope, or 2 points. So if I look at 5 a.m., which, see, from 5 a.m. to 8 a.m., he climbs for 3 hours. So I'm going to look at that as the 0 hour at 5 a.m. And we don't know what his altitude is, so I really don't have an ordered pair there. That's what the question's asking. I do know that after 3 hours of climbing at 8 a.m. that he is at 6,500 meters. So I'm using x is the number of hours that he's hiked, he or she, and f of x, which is y, represents the elevation in meters. Okay, so number of hours hiking, elevation. The thing so I don't have 2 points, but I do have the slope, and that's right here. Okay, his rate of climbing is 240 meters per hour. So if I have the slope, a rate of change, and 1 point, then I can write the function. So y minus 6,500 is equal to the slope, or the rate of change, of 240 times x minus 3. Okay, so I'm just using point slope form. And so now I'm y minus 6,500 is equal to 240x minus 720. And then when I add 6,500 to both sides, I get y is 240x plus 5,780. Okay, that y-intercept, that value is right here. Okay, so now I know that the base camp must have been at this, because y-intercept is when x is 0. So the base camp was at 5,780 meters, to answer that question. Okay, so I'm going to rewrite this just in function form. F of x is equal to 240x plus 5,780. So in other words, you left at time 0, you're at 5,780 meters. After 1 hour, you've added 240 meters to that. After 2 hours, you've added 2 times 240 meters to that elevation, etc. So after 3 hours, you've added enough to get to 6,500 meters. So this is the function, and then I can use this in the next part when they ask what time is the summit reached at. So in this, what I know is I know what the summit elevation is, the 7,400, and I want to know what's x have to be, how many hours. If I start at 5,780, how many times do I have to add 240 meters to it to get to 7,400? So I plug in 7,400 for the y is equal to 240 meters per hour for some number of hours I need to find, plus 5,780 meters. So if I subtract 5,780, I get 1,620 meters equals 240 times the number of hours, and solving through x equals 6 and 7.75, or 6 3/4 hours. Okay, 6 3/4 hours is 6 hours and 45 minutes. Right, 45 minutes is 3/4 of an hour. So if he left at 5 o'clock, 5 a.m., and he's going to add 6 hours and 45 minutes to that, it will be 11:45 a.m., after 6 hours and 45 minutes of climbing, that he arrives at the summit, or she. Okay, so that's a way that you can do problem number 8 on page 151.